Now, we spend 2 years. Now, on average, you spend 2 years on preparing for your A-level, right? Now, we don't spend much on the other 40%. So I hope that we can spend this hour very productively to get the 40% right. Okay? Okay, you promise? Now, this is the outline of today. First of all, I will talk about my interview experiences, just to let you know myself. Second, what is the function of an interview? Why are these skills relevant to you? Qualities interviewers look for. And I will talk about what we can do before the interview, and then we have a short Q&A session. And I will consequently talk about what we can do during the interview and after the interview. And I hope that after this 1 hour, you can get the 40% right. Now, my interview experiences, I'm currently working as well while I'm studying. I'm a financial consultant at Prudential, and I usually plan for individuals their financial future. In terms of my management experience, this is a photo with the CEO of HSBC, and you get through a lot of interviews to be working with him for some time. And my university interviews, I've been to 3 universities in Hong Kong, so I hope that my experiences are very relevant to you. And I went to Global Business, UST, politics in CHK, and law in Hong Kong U, and luckily I get admitted in all these programs, and I choose Hong Kong U in the end. These are some of the photos. And I have been giving this kind of talk this is my 4th school, and my 6th time. So some of the schools invited me twice. And some of the reason why I keep doing this is because students came to me and said it was really helpful. So I hope that more of you can really learn more interview skills. Let's get started. What is the function of an interview? To state simply, is to rule out intellectual dumps, those who score very high marks and who don't talk with people. Why are these skills relevant to you? Now, I think university is, of course, one of the factors. However, the skills I'm introducing to you are relevant to your job interviews, and some of them are just basic human interaction etiquette. How to shake hands, how to look at people in the eyes. So I hope that these skills are helpful for you for the rest of your life. Is my mic working? Yeah, you can hear me. Qualities interview will look for. Now this is in order. On the top, now this is according to some surveys with employers. Work attitude will be the top one. Interpersonal skills, interpersonal skills, and down the list you'll see technical knowledge and language skills. So even though you don't understand the specific technicalities of a particular profession, for example, it doesn't matter, because interviewers are not looking for you being very sophisticated in technical problems. Language skills, if you don't speak good English, don't speak good Mandarin, doesn't matter. What matters is your attitude, okay? Now, let's get to the really core. Before the interview, you have to prepare a CV. Today I'm not going to talk about CV because you can get a lot of templates on the internet. So just Google it, make sure you have at least a photo affixed on it. It's very important, and lots of people miss that. And before the interview, there are some intellectual preparations that you can do. First of all, read news, Hong Kong news, world news, whatever. Second, find out as much as you can about the institutions that you're going to. For For example, if you want to go to UST, for example, then make sure you look up the internet and see what people say about UST. How big is the campus? How many professors they have? What are their strongest faculties? So find out as much as you can about the institution. Go onto the internet, talk with your friends, and just get as much as you can. Third, I recommend that you can set a theme for yourself. There are 3 questions that you can do. First, you ask yourself, what are your characteristics and personality? Okay? And second, you ask yourself how your past has shaped your personality. Then, why such characteristics make you the right person? Now, if you can answer these questions to yourself, then you can set a theme for yourself. And during the interview, you have to remember this thing, and you always go back to this thing. Okay? Okay, dress. In these few years, universities are demanding people, are recommending people to go smart casual. I don't recommend that because you never know what smart casual is. So I would recommend that you dress up instead of dress down. Okay, does it make sense? So you go formal. What do I mean by formal? It means a business suit, okay, a business attire. So what is a suit? A suit. Now a suit, you get the upper part and your lower part, and the upper part has to be matching with the lower part in terms of color, pattern, and materials. Okay, no other choice. They have to be matching. What are the colors available? 3: gray, black, and very dark blue. Now, I would recommend black for you because most of the students, they go in black. Although in real working environments, some people prefer gray because black is usually traditionally for dinners. Now this is a good-looking lady right there. Color tone, black and gray. Okay. Just make sure you raise your hand if you don't understand because it's really technical. Okay. You get a jacket and a plain blouse inside. Make sure when you walk, when you stand, you button your jacket. Your skirt, I prefer skirt instead of trousers because boys wear trousers and you want to be a little bit different. Just above your knees, just above your knees. Now, in university, I see lots of girls, their skirts go like this. And I know it's good looking, but it's not appropriate in a business setting. So make sure you buy skirts that at least just above your knees, cover your knees, okay. Because you will sit in an interview room, so, okay. Hose, sheer hose or no hose, doesn't matter. Shoes, this is a shoe. Gray and black, heel but low heels, and rounded toe, not too pointed, not too square. Okay. Now, a lot of girls, when they go to interview, before they go to interview, they tend to take a short shower and make sure you dry your hair properly. Okay. Light makeup if any, I don't recommend that. You all look good. No accessories, no Hello Kitty, no Konami, no watch or metal watch. If you're not sure what watch is suitable, then you just get rid of it. Now before the interview, make sure you put in your bag these 4 things: your certificate, your graduation certificate, a passport photo, a pack of CV. Now this pack of CV, you may not use it in the end, but just bring it. a pen for filling up forms, bubbles. The art of arriving early. This is this is embarrassing to talk about this, but make sure if your scheduled time, is 11 o'clock, for example, you better arrive half an hour early, and you report presence 20 minutes early. So don't walk in the doors too early, because you will be just seated by the receptionist, and you got nothing to do, and you get nervous. Okay, so don't arrive too early. And so we're now outside the interview room. We're not yet in the interview room. One of the things that you can do is talk with fellow interviewees, make friends, ask for their names, and the reason why you can choose to ask their names is you can remember the names, and you can call them by names in the interview. So you don't get to say candidate A, candidate B, but instead you get to say Shelley, Brian, and Peter, right? So that's a whole lot different. There's a whole lot different because it tells the interviewers that you're concerned with people. Okay. Now I have briefly talked about what you can do before the interview and what to dress, and the dressing part is rather technical, so I would like to see if you have any questions. And do you have an extra mic here? Yeah. I can lend you mine. Any questions regarding to your dressing part? Well, I welcome questions. This is the most fun part, I can guarantee. Most fun part. I enjoy doing this. Any questions?
Dicky, I would like to ask
please.
if we really need to wear shirts when we interview for the engineering or science faculties?
Now, this is a perfect question, Ms. Chow.
So you are the next perfect person.
Yes, you were the next one. The answer to the question is, you go to, it depends on what faculties, what programs you're going to. If you go to fashion design program in PolyU, then you don't go like this. You don't go like this. You go a little bit casual, showing a bit of your personality and your fashion sense. If you go to a law interview, for example, there is no choice. There's not even a choice for gray suit. You must go black, wear a black tie. If you go to business interviews, then you can go. You must wear a suit, and you have you must wear a suit. For engineering, a suit is possible, but you don't need the jacket. You don't need the jacket. So I just want to see what programs are you guys thinking about? Would it be business? Yeah, mostly business. Then if you go business, then a suit. The golden rule is this: when you go into the interview room, going for a law program, for example, then you think of what a successful lawyer would dress. If you go to fashion design, then you think of what a successful fashion designer would dress. Now, a successful fashion designer doesn't dress in suit, so you don't go with it. Okay? For engineer, a successful engineer doesn't go in suit. You don't see Steve Jobs in suit, right? But always dress up a little bit. Always dress up a little bit. The second question, girls? So, is this session 7A? B for arts and science. Right. I'm an art student as well in my high school years. Yeah. So you got a little bit more on this side. You got more arts girls. Right? Similar. Okay. Okay. Second question? Yes, please.
Just covered.
Your name is?
Senior.
Senior.
Senior, thanks. And you've covered law and, for example, other faculties, but I think some of us are going to be admitted to social science. So what should we wear? Is smart casual or formal?
Social science, formal. What's the rest?
Art.
Arts, formal. But for social sciences and arts, you don't. You can choose not to wear the jacket. You can choose not to wear the jacket. For law, business, no choice. No choice. Yeah. So what are you thinking of?
Social science.
Hong Kong Uni?
C perhaps.
Okay, good. Third question, girls right there? Yeah? Yes. Sorry? Cindy, hello.
Setting the theme for yourself is quite important. But I want to ask,
Oh, by the way, I speak Chinese as well.
Yes, you can ask question in Cantonese, no problem.
Yes.
I can ask something.
Sure.
Can it help to last the
You're exactly right, Cindy. Setting a theme, you always go back to the theme when you have any problems. So you get a lot more calm. Yeah. So what are you thinking of program? Right. Yes. Yep. Your name is? Joyce. Now, Joyce asked the question if you need to prepare for any self-introduction. The answer is yes. Usually they will ask you to introduce yourself in 1 minute. So don't go any further than that. And the art of preparing for a short self-introduction is this. You only mention 1 to 2 points about yourself, and you don't talk about your pose in the school. You don't say I'm a head prefect. Everybody's head prefect, right? Everybody has some pose in the schools, right? So you don't talk about your pose. That's not. People don't remember it. So make sure if you like community work, for example, then you talk about your community work. Talk about something less special, more special, and don't talk about being a head prefect. Unless being a head prefect is really special in your school, and you get some really special experiences. You get to physically punish people, something like that. Okay? Yes, please. So you have 2 choices here. Joyce, surname is? Surname? And Joyce, that's fun. Sorry? That's Lam. Okay.
I'd like to ask if we have to decide on that.
You don't have to, but I prefer. The rule is you don't go untidy. Yeah. Either way is okay. Yes, please. Yes. Venus asked if we need to bring a very formal handbag. The answer is yes. So again, no Hello Kitty. So if your handbag is not big enough, however, then you can hold your files in a separate folder in your arm. Okay. Questions? Questions? We have another Q&A session in the end, so make sure you think of questions and we can discuss your questions in the end. Now, we come to the part of what we can do during the interview, in the middle of the interview. You walk in the door and you say good morning. Now, the rule is
Be genuine.
be genuine. Sell yourself, but don't soft sell. Okay. Now the interview starts as soon as you walk in the door of the institution. What it means is you start walking in PolyU, you open the door, your interview starts. The reason being is you get receptionists, you get secretaries, you get all sorts of admin staff greeting you, filling out forms with you, and and they will in the end judge you as well. They may judge you as well, and they may give a reference to the professor and say, "Hey, this girl was very polite. Was very polite." Right. This is important. Now, during the interview, 3 parts: meeting for the first time, during. Now, 3 parts: meeting for the first time, so you just see the interviewers. During Q&A with the interviewers, and after Q&A. Handshake with interviewers. Now, again, the rule is if people don't handshake, you don't handshake. It depends on the culture there. When I go to the global business interview in UST, everybody handshakes. When I go to the politics interview in CHK, nobody handshakes. So it really depends on the culture, and you will have to judge. But I want to make sure that you know how to handshake as well. Handshake with interviewers. No, is a big no-no for a two-handed handshake. What is a two-handed handshake?
This is a two-handed handshake. Exactly. You know when people do that? Sorry? Bribing?
That's one possibility. In strict etiquette, people do that in funerals.
So don't do that. I think that might be something.
No. One-handed business handshake is perfect. Palm to palm, your palm is here. Don't go fingers to fingers. Okay? Some people do. Fewer than 5 palms, 1 palm, 2 palms, 3 palms, 4 palms, 5 palms. Don't go more than that. Okay. Stand up to shake. Usually when, supposing that your interviewer approaches you and introduces himself and handshakes with you, you have to stand. Right. It's always polite to stand. So we get a little bit exercise here. Now, you don't have to stand now, but handshake with the people next to you and give them really a grip. Grip. Yes, grip. There. Handshake with the people next to you. Right. Now, give it a grip.
Because the harder the grip,
it shows your confidence, okay? Yeah, give it a little, squeeze a little bit. So we get a perfect example here. Your name, Miss? Karen and Nicole. Oh, so Karen and Nicole will now stand and shake hands with all us. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Example 2 things. Look to the people opposite to you. And you can introduce yourself. Hi, my name is.
Hi, my name is Dicky. My name is Ken.
Yeah, right there. Good. That's good. Business card. This is not for your university interview, but this is for your future reference. And sometimes you get people handing business card to you. Make sure, now the rule here is you have to receive it two-handed. Okay, it's different from handshake. Say thank you, study the business card a little bit. Oh, you work in Prudential. And say, and ask follow-up questions. Oh, how is it like to work there? Treat someone's business card as an extension of the person. Treat it very seriously. Don't just scratch it and put it somewhere. Okay? Back home, write on someone's business card and write down something you remember about her and him. Because you may meet again, and when you meet again, you can ask a follow-up question. How's your sister? How's your daughter? Yeah. Sitting. You get a seat. You get a seat in the interview room. Don't sit before they sit. They being the interviewers. Stand if the person is talking. Stand if the person talking to you is standing. Put out your bag gently aside a chair. Now, a lot of girls, they tend to put their handbags on the lap. Okay, don't do that because that indicates that you want to leave. Okay, so just put your bag gently aside your chair. Somewhere here, somewhere here. Don't put it here. Somewhere here. Sit forward. Sit forward. Sit forward. Sit forward. Don't slouch. This is slouching. Okay. Don't slouch. Well, you can cross your legs if you want. If you want, but don't do it too much. Dicky. Listen very carefully to the questions. Okay. Listen very carefully. If you don't understand the question, ask for clarifications. Because if you don't get the words, if you don't get the question right, then you give a nonsense answer. Smiling. Think of a smiling baby. If you can't smile, maintain eye contact all the time. Don't cross arms. Everybody should have a purpose. So every little body motion should have a purpose. So if I keep taking my leg like this, then it's very obvious, and it shows that you're nervous. Okay. Small movements can seem harmless and convey the wrong message. Now, some of the bullet points there. Now, in interviews, people ask you difficult questions. Now, they don't expect you to give a good answer. They expect you to give answer in a good way. So they expect you to give an answer in an organized way, calmly, comprehensively. You don't need good answers. Why are you stronger than others? Now, this is a question that you get asked, certainly. And the problem is you never know, right? You never know whether or not you're stronger. Then what you can say is, I have been a chairperson of blah, blah, blah. And in that post, I can experience blah, blah, blah. And so that made me strong. Interpersonal skills in sports, in dealing with crisis. Just believe that you really do. You're really stronger than others. And so what I'm saying here is to go back to your theme, remember. No answer is right or wrong, as I said. We're proud of their accomplishment. We're proud of their accomplishment. Did I miss something? Difficult questions, try to change it, answer it in a different way. Tell stories, because everybody loves stories. Everybody loves stories. allow yourself to inject some humor. Always go back to your theme. Now, we will go to a very detailed discussions of difficult questions. Now, this is example 1. Oh, by the way, whatever interviews that you're going to, you will most probably be asked a current affairs, a news, a politics questions. I don't know why, but you get that. So the question is, what do you think of the conflict between the Israelis and Palestinians? And you say to yourself, I don't even know what Palestinians is. Okay. Now, however, there's one word you know, a conflict, right? So you know that it's about human conflict. And the first thing that you can do is to make a very general statement. Yeah, that you don't know the answer, right? So you can answer. Instead of going to the specific conditions on the ground, I'll make a general comment about human nature. It's true that people disagree, most of the time because of mistrust, but I think negotiations should always prevail over force. Okay? We should give the other side the time to have the story heard instead of suppressing them, because that would trigger more mistrust. Okay? Now, if you compare the general comments with the reality, people disagree. Yes, Israelis and Palestinians, they disagree on their Holy Land other settlements. Because of mistrust, because of religious and historical mistrust, talk over force, a two-side talk was held in Washington last summer. Suppressing doesn't work. Military suppression by Israel never brings about peace in the Middle East. So you make a very general comment and it corresponds with the reality. Question 2, why do you go to Central by taxi? Or why do you do that? Why did you do A instead of B? Now, instead of getting into a very factual argument with the interviewer, you take the answer, you take your answer personal. Convert, amazing, you think to yourself, right? Now, you get into a factual argument here. It's faster, and then the interviewer says, but it takes you only 10 minutes more by the MTR. Yes, but the interviewer says it's bad for the environment, and you get it into a exactly. You get into a very ugly fight about facts. Same problem. Now take it personal. I call the same taxi driver for years. I know him personally. It feels so good to start every morning by talking with him. Okay? So it's not just a taxi. It's not just a taxi. So you take it personal, and it shows that you're concerned with people. You want to talk to people. Okay? So you are good at interpersonal skills. Example 3. What you do when you have this difficulty? Now, this is sort of a gamlong, and don't open it until you have no way out. You don't know, and you can say, I believe I will solve this problem together with my team. This is for your job interview, okay? This is just another way to say I don't know, but it's a polite way to say that, and people understand you don't know the answer. Any difficult questions? I don't know, but I will learn. This is always acceptable as well. But these last 2, don't use it until it's very, very. Don't use it because they are the last resort. Question asked by interviewees. Now, at the end of the interview, they will say, "Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?" Then the answer is yes. I have a question. These questions are to show enthusiasm. For example, you can say, why is Hong Kong so strong in this and that? What are the qualities are you looking for in a candidate? And you can, to the advanced level, you can ask questions that interviewers may ask you back. For example, you can ask, so what is the relationship between law and politics? And you ask the interviewers. And the interviewers may say, what do you think? Then, if you prepare the answer before the interview, then you get to you get to show that you have given it some thoughts. Okay? No questions about interviewers' personal life. How much do you make as a professor? Don't ask that. Basic and factual question. How big is the campus here? How many fountains do you have? No. Prepare for answers because they may ask for that. After Q&A, say goodbye, handshake. Yeah, handshake. If nobody handshakes, then you don't handshake. Make sure you say good morning, good afternoon when you enter and say goodbye. Very basic, but lots of people miss that. They don't even think that they should do it. So goodbye. After the interview, that was easy. Send a thank you note by email and say that how enjoyable and exciting, productive the interview was, and I'm really interested in your program. So I hope that I can attend your lectures in the coming years. Simple. Via email, letters, whatever. Relax, and you will be chosen if you believe. Okay. Now, I have talked about all the. Is it for me, by the way?
Yes, yes.
Now I've talked about most of the things that you can do in the interview. Now I know it's in the morning, it rains, and you get a little bit dozy. You probably have studied very late at night yesterday. You can forget everything. You can forget everything that I just said, but remember one thing. Sincerity. Sincerity is all you need to be successful in an interview. You don't need to know how to handshake, how to sit properly, how to deal with questions cleverly. But if you can show sincerity, then I don't think you have any problems. Now girls, you're now in a very critical position, and I understand that. You are presented with the greatest challenge in your life, right? And there's no equally a greater opportunity for you. Now you are in a position to change your own life and to change the life of your family. Okay? So don't ever give up on yourself. Be strong, okay? And you have every possibility to succeed, and I have every confidence in you. So thank you so much, and now I would like to open up for questions. Yep. Okay, questions? Yeah. Yes. There's over there.
Dicky, can you demonstrate how you present yourself in 1 minute when you apply for the EAS, the early admission scheme?
So supposing that I'm not in the university, supposing that I'm still a high school student. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Dicky, and it's wonderful to be here in the law interview with fellow friends of people who aspire to be in the legal profession. Now the reason why I want to come to the interview and study here is because I aspire to be a good barrister, a problem-solving barrister. Now it's not the barrister you see on TV drama, but about a really problem-solving lawyer who can help not just the rich, but the poor. So throughout the community work that I've been doing in my secondary school years, I come to see that it's not just money that can help people. Most of the time, many of the times, the poor sector of the society, they need professional help. And I hope that after studying here, I can acquire the skill and help people as I want to. So thank you very much, and once again, it's very good to be here. Just like that. Now, so I just talked about one point. It's my community work. It's my desire to help the poor as a barrister. Okay, one point. And it's clean and and tidy. Don't talk about too many things. Okay? Questions?
Shirley?
Jenny, hi. Shirley, hi.
I think it's just about branding, right? But I think there's a way you just put all the things together, like it seems a bit thin, you know. I mean, you put all those elements inside your just like I care about the tool, I care about the
Right. So don't say that if you don't mean it. So you have to. That's why I said at the end, sincerity is all that matters. So make sure you mean it when you say it. Okay. Well, yes, lady right there.
Can I go back to the dressing part?
Oh, sure.
How should we wear shirts to market coordinator?
Yes, please. Yeah.
How about
What else can